Hey everyone, it's Tiffany from Let's Get Scrappy, and we are back for part 2 of our graphic 45 inspired folio album. So in the first video we did the cover and built the hinge for our page. So next we will go ahead and do the page. So what you're going to need is a piece that is 7 by 7.5, and then a piece that is 7.5 by 8.5, and then we are going to score a 1/2 inch on one of the long sides and then a 1/2 inch on the shorter side. So we will go ahead and get these put together. So again, just score a 1/2 inch on one side so it's like an L. And then we're going to get our score tape, and again you can use your wet glue, and then hopefully we can get through this tutorial. I do apologize that the first one I had to rush. It has been a longer day than I thought it would be. Not gonna lie, it's been somewhat of an emotional, draining day. But we're crafting, so this is, you know, my happy space. Although I feel like I need a nap. Just after everything that's been done today. So we're gonna miter the corners. You're gonna cut this one just right at the point all the way through, like that. And then miter the corner. There we go. That off to the side. And then these two will build our pocket. And, oh, let's see, something's off here. What did I do? What did I do? 7.5. This one must be too long. Okay, so we want 7.5 by 8 is what we want. So, boop, boop. That's what we want. So I'm going to go ahead and trim 1/2 inch off of here. We will just take a 1/2 inch off. Like so. Okay, now we're good. I'm glad I checked that before I stuck it down. And then we'll miter this corner here. Where are my scissors? You know, I like to do it from outside in. Okay, so this should be now the same. Yes. And you could do your page smaller. I know that some people don't like it to do it the exact same size as the cover, just because there's a chance, like when you go to, you know, open and close, it's not on 100% straight, and so then you see it once the book is closed up. Totally up to you. So it doesn't have to be 7.5 by 7.5. It could be you know, like 7.25 by 7.5, whatever you guys want. So, and let me just measure so you can see. I think it's 7 by 7.5 is what the page will end up being. Now, if you were going to do it like Graphic 45 did, they had an extra flap here as their hinge, and they didn't do this piece. So you could try it, totally up to you. I would just add a 1/2 inch, nope, 1/2 inch to this one. So I would do, yep, I would do 8 on this one and then score like a U, a 1/2 inch around, if you want to do yours like that. Like I said, right now I'm just doing mine like I always do. And then I'll decide later if I want to try that out. I don't know. It just feels like the book is gonna not stay in place. I don't know. Okay, so I just did my little, you know, flap so I could test it out, get it all lined up. And when I have one side, let me make sure I'm doing this right. Oh yes. So if I have one side that is folded up, like in an L like this, I'm gonna stick that down first, because if for some reason my two pages don't line up, I can snip this side, but it's harder to snip the side that has the fold. I don't know if that made sense, but there you go. Oh, and let me see, because I do like to do this. So before I stick this down, I just want to put a little bit of, actually I want the tape on this one more so. So I'm just taking Scotch tape, and usually I do this one first. I just wasn't thinking. So I'm just going to do this. Stick it down on the flap. And then when I go to fold this over, it will stick. Okay, let's test it out. And again, we are laying this down. Okay. So now we have a pocket. You can leave it just like this, or you could take a hole punch and do it exactly like G45 did and punch out the notch. I will tell you on mine, let me show you if I can find where I put it. Here it is. I do mine, I wait to do the notch. One, to decide if I even want a notch, but two, if I'm using a hole punch and I want to show my layers, let me just put it upside down for you guys. I punch my first sheet first, and then I adhere that to like my mat, which is the white, and then I punch the white, and then I adhere it down to the pocket, and then I just stick it under here and punch right here, so I know that I'll still get a border. Now if you don't do that and you put it on here and you still want a notch, it is totally fine just to punch it all, but I just like to try to keep my border all the way around if I remember to do that. So there have been times I haven't, and you know, you make it work. I think that's gonna be like a new t-shirt for me. Make it work. Okay, so now we have our pocket, and I'm going to just fix this because it is off just a smidgen. So it's really hard to see in here. I can just tell it's off a little bit on the side. Okay, and we are good. So I just want to test it first. Make sure that it does work. Because sometimes, you know, things are uneven, our papers are uneven when we buy them. And I'm just going to take off a little bit off the top here, because I don't want any to you know, be over once I fold everything up. I don't want to be above the, what do you call it? The something. The cover. So I just took, it wasn't even 1/8 of an inch off, maybe 1/16 of an inch. Okay. But I do just try to always test everything out before I start sticking things down. Okay, so I feel a little bit better about that. So we are going to do, let's do this side here. So I'm just pulling a little bit up, sticking this down, and not all the way down to the bottom. Okay, I think we are looking good, like so. So I have that on there. Okay. And we're going to take that up. Give it a good burnish. Okay, so we have that on there. Then next we are going to do this L pocket here. And again, it doesn't have to be an L pocket. You can do a straight on pocket. You can have a pocket just straight here. Again, your preference. But I will show you how I do the L pocket. And there might be an easier way. I don't know. I just kind of guessed at what graphic 45s look like and if I wanted to do it or not. So this piece I have is 5 by 8. I scored a 1/2 inch on 2 sides like an L. So that'll be these 2 sides because the pocket will go right there. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do. And on the L, and I got something on my scoreboard. Don't like that. Okay, so we have it on an L, and we are going to put our score tape down. I don't know, I'm really moving slow on this one. The other one was really fast, and this one is really slow. Okay, and we'll do this side here, just right up to the top of that score line that I can't see. I think I'm gonna need to go get checked for glasses pretty soon. I'll be 47 this month, and yeah, I haven't been checked to see if I need some glasses, but oh, things are starting to kind of be glary and blurry. We will see. But I'm pretty sure. Everyone always told me that it was around age 43, 44 that they had to get glasses. So I just haven't gone checked to see. I mean, for the most part, I still can see fine. I don't do squinting or anything, but I don't know. I think I probably should. What I'm scared of is that I'm not going to go. Then all of a sudden I'm going to be blind and won't have, like, it'll be like a weekend when I need to see and I won't be able to see anything. It'll be all blurry. Okay, wait. Before we bend this up, I just want to measure. So I put on here that for my pockets, I just went 1.5 inch on both sides. I marked it, and then that's where I did my cut. So we will do from here, and again, doesn't have to be exact, and you might want yours a little different, which is fine. But I'm just doing a little mark. I'm gonna do 2, but mark it at 1.5. So like that. And then I will at my 2 points, oops, I like my ruler this way. Just like that. And then when I do my decorative paper, I do it just an eighth of an inch shorter if I could talk. So instead of 1.5 at the marking, I will do 1 3/8. So we will just cut that and try to cut it on the inside. And before you put down your decorative paper, just test it out. And if you need to shave off a little, just take a little off. No big deal. Okay, I'm just going to I'll take it here. I just want to get rid of that pin line before I stick it down, or somewhat most of it. Okay. Now again, I'm going to stick down my bottom first. Line up. Let me just make sure. Yes. So I take mine all the way over, and you guys can still see, to the edge. Make sure I'm good up top too. I'm good, so then I'm gonna stick it down. And you do not have to do this part. Again, just do it. I don't like things to get stuck when I tuck things in. And it won't necessarily on this one. I'm just showing you guys like what I do because you are gonna stick decorative paper here, but I just wanna show you, I just do that. And I do not like crease this down and burnish it really good because you don't want that indent. So I just leave it like that. And then I put my pocket up. So that's what I do for all my pockets. But on this one, you're gonna stick design paper in here and it'll do the same thing as the tape, you know, would do. So you do not have to do that on this one. Okay, so then we're going to get this where we want it. Make sure we're good. Oopsie, I heard my tape slide off of there. And I found this, well, normally to be way easier and I line up a lot better not pulling all the score tape off at once. And then if I make a boo-boo, I only have to lift up a little bit versus a lot and ruining the book. Okay, so right now we have a flap, we have a pocket. Let's go ahead and do the little flap here. So what I have here is 3 3/4 by 4 1/4, and this is mainly because you guys might have to alter some of these things. I do this because I like to double mat. Is it double mat? Yeah, double mat. Because I will do another solid on top of this black and then I'll do my design paper. So totally up to you, but I do 3 3/4 by 4 1/4. I scored a 1/2 inch on this side. That's what I will adhere down to my inside cover. And let's miter the corners. Oh, my brain is foggy. Can't think what I'm doing. Okay. And this is totally up to you. You can leave this plain. You can do this for a 3 by 4 cut apart. You can do one for a 4 by 6 cut apart. You can add pockets to this page. You just want to make sure that it's not too thick, whatever you do. Because when you close up the book, you don't have a lot of, see, a lot of give in between there. So unless this was like way low, then you might be able to, but you don't want to make it really bulky in here because then it'll be harder to close your album. So we're just going to burnish that down. And I will go ahead, which I don't normally do yet until I put my matte paper down, my solid cardstock first, but I just want to show you guys how I do my magnets. So I do have the basic gray large magnets as well as the small ones. These are my favorite. So I'm just getting out a plus and a minus. Goodness, I have never struggled this much to get a magnet out. Okay, so just like that. And then I just put them together. I try not to make them snap like this because you don't want to break them. And then we will go ahead and place them. So I like to place it on the pocket first, because of this little spacing over here. I'll do this one. Now this is gonna be a really long video. I don't even know if it'll upload. Oops, oops, I don't like that. I did that because normally I put my plus down on this side first in all my other albums. Okay, so I just want to make sure that it's the same. Got a lot of garbage over here. Fold, please. Let me clean that up. Okay, so then what I do, so we'll take off this one here, Then I take it over and I line it up with this side. So I just grab it, line it up where I want it. Sometimes I'm off and have to redo it, but I just look at it. Is that good? Yep, stand it up, I'm even. Looks like it might be off just a little bit. Let me just see. Yeah, I don't like that. So hold on. Okay, where's my little, there it is. My favorite little tool. So I'm just gonna lift that and do it one more time. Cause you know, I like it to be even, cause I'm crazy. So we have it like that. Okay. Okay, now we're good to go. So we have our little book. And again, I get asked a lot, but I do like when I do a trifold, I always make this spine bigger just because the added bulk of what you can put on this side, I don't know why it drives me crazy when it's not like totally squared off. So that's just me. You could be totally fine doing these the same like everyone else does, but that's just how I do it. So your decision what you want to do with that. So we have those ready to go, and then I'm going to do a small magnet here. And these are what the small ones look like. And you can get these from Country Craft Creations. I think you can get them anywhere. Sometimes they're not on Amazon, but I've gotten them from Amazon too. Oops, I did 2 minuses, which doesn't really matter if you do 2 minuses. You just have to flip it. But since it has its nice little sticky side on there, so since it's this side of the folio, I'll put my minus down first, and I should have took the plus off because I do like to put my magnet on the flap first so I know that I have enough room to get around it everywhere, and then I will stick it down there. So now that's down, have our little boop boop. You guys know I like the magnetic sound. I don't know why. Oh my gosh. Okay, so here is something that wasn't very smart, just FYI, if I want to actually use this folio. When I did my writing, yeah, put the writing down, not upside, because now look, it's in the spine. But, you know, I guarantee you I'll be able to fix that with something, whether it's a marker or another piece of paper. We'll see. Okay, so now all that's left is our waterfalls. So I'm going to show you guys how I do mine. And this is how Michelle Allen came up with this amazing way to do waterfalls. So it was easier. You didn't have all these separate pieces. But I'm just going to show you how I do mine. So I have one piece that is 6.5 by 11.5. And then you're going to score at 4.5, 5, 5.5, 6, 6.5, and 7. Okay, then your next piece is 6.5 by 10.5. You're going to score at 4.5, 5, 5.5, and 6. And I have mine scored already. And then the last piece is 6.5 by 9.5. Score at 4.5 and 5. And she has on her tutorial, and I think I keep forgetting to put hers on there, but I will link it. She has like measurements already done for you. There's different sizes that she's done. I just do my own based on whatever the project is, but it's her method and I love it. So as you can see, you're gonna put these 3 down. These 3 lines, I just line up with those 3, stick it down, and then we fold and we're good, okay? So, let me see. We are going to get some score tape on here. You can use glue. Matter of fact, I'll use glue on this one and just show you guys. So when you do it, you're just staying within the score lines. Hopefully I do this right if I'm remembering correctly. So stay within those score lines. And then we are going to stick it down. So I just kind of use the other score lines. The other score lines on the paper don't mean anything other than just helping you measure where to put things. So I'm just lining it up and sticking it down. Hopefully I have it in the right spot. Yes. Okay. So we are good. And you can also use, you know, any type of mat that you have if you want to do something like that too. So we have that down good. And then we are just going to, and you can, before you do this, as you can see right here, I should have did this one a little bit. I would fold it before you put it down. I don't know why I didn't, because now it's lifting up a little bit. Okay, we're just gonna do this. We're gonna take this off and I'm going to fold. That's easier. It would have helped if I had it going the right way at the first point. Okay, so we have that good now. Nice little crease, fold this one. And that makes it easier to even see anyway, so I don't know why I didn't do that in the first place. So I just kind of fold them front, fold them back, make sure we have good creases. So normally, if you do this right, it's an easy process. Okay, so this is what it would look like, and then you would glue it down, getting in between your 3 lines like that. So that's how to actually do it. We will do this again. And I hope you guys can see this. Ooh, thank goodness I actually did wet glue for that. Okay, so you're gonna get it down. Lined up. We are good. Okay. Now, probably had my head all in the camera. Big goober. Okay, so we have that good. And just flip this up. That is good, like so. Okay, now we're gonna do this one in the middle. So fold on our score lines. Like that. And again, I'm just folding it just back and forth just to get it, but you can see we have just 3 pieces of paper. So you could either do your score tape here, or we're gonna do our wet glue. But you guys really, if you haven't tried this already, you have to try it. And Michelle is amazing with what she comes up with. And I'm very thankful for it, so I don't have to think. Okay. So you're gonna just again put that in the center of the score line here that's in the middle. Line everything up, if I could do that. Okay, I just want to make sure my paper is even. There we go. Nice. Finally, a year later. Usually that should not take that long, but we're gonna go ahead and get everything. Oops, just folded that thing down. We're gonna fold this one. And then fold it back. Okay, I just made that look difficult. It really is easy. So there is our waterfall. And I am not going to stick this in because I have to decide when I'm doing a project if I want just a paper flap or if I want a ribbon closure or twine closure. Sometimes you don't even need a closure, so it's totally up to you. And I like to do my decorative paper down first and then put this on. So, and you don't have to, again, you could just leave it black, but I do like to put that down. And you guys know how I roll. I do where I leave the sides open. So in this case, I stuck all this down all the way. My other folios where I've used Michelle's tutorial on how to do these waterfalls, if you can see. So I'm just bending the last one up, which you don't need to. But if you stuck it down like that, you could do something else under here. You could do like a pocket in any other style album. But for me, I put it down all the way like this. And then I have a little tuck spot for a tag like I did in this one, where I have my little graphic 45 tag here in the back. But it could be a large photo mat. Totally up to you what you want to do with that. But that's what that will look like. So we're just going to set this aside and then we'll do the double waterfall here. So what you're going to need is 2 of each of these. So it is 2 that are 3 1/4 by 9, score at 4 1/4 and 4 3/4. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see that. And I did already score mine, so this is going to be what is in the middle. And I have 2 of them. Then you will do 2 that is 3 1/4 by 10. And then score at 4 1/4, 4 3/4, 5 1/4, and 5 3/4 on the 10. Okay. Then last, we need 3 1/4 by 11. You're going to score at 4 1/4, 4 3/4, 5 1/4, 5 3/4, 6 1/4, and 6 3/4. And again, this is just really to use as our guide. Like the next sheet will go there, and then the next one will go there on the other one. So I don't know if you guys, I can't tell. I cannot see anything on my camera if you can see where I've scored. But you could take a little snapshot of this, but that is what we are doing today. So I'm just going to show you how to put one together. So you have this one here. Let's go ahead and you're going to get these going. So we have that one. Then the next one is going to go this way because I already have my tape on in the back. Okay, so I'm just going to take this off. I do want to fold this one up just so it's already together before. Yeah. This is just going to be a struggle on this one. Oh, I do need a nap. Just a nap. Oh my goodness. Okay. So we are going to just stick this right in the center. And you could do it like this if you want to. It's totally up to you, which I can see I have a little bit of tape poking out. Ah, it's already stuck on there. Hold 1 second. I do not want to see that tape, so I'm just going to peel it back a little bit. Okay, there we go. Almost there. Okay, so we are going to skip a section. And of course, now my battery is about to die on my phone. Okay. Skip a section, put this down, not yet. Sheesh, paper. And then you have it down like that. You have that, so there is that. Then the next one, same thing. Just gonna fold it on both sides. I literally just made this way too hard, but I'm telling you guys, it's a lot easier. Just saying. Okay, so then you have this score line. And I'm just doing it below, and it just gives us the illusion that, you know how we have when we do a normal waterfall, has that little kind of 1/2 inch gusset there. Okay, so you can see this is one piece, this is the second piece, and then we have our last piece. So it goes like this. And when I put it down again, I have my decorative paper. I measure first because this is really a tight fit. So you want to lay it out where you want them. And then I'll just kind of show you with this. You would have like a little gap there and say, okay, I might want mine, you know, to be over just a little bit more. So I want it like that. Whatever you decide, but I would lay them out first so that they're even. So, and then you would just do the second one, same way. You can glue it, totally up to you. Let me just go ahead and get this one going now. So folding on just the 2 outer lines, ignoring all the other lines inside. And again, when I glue these down, I do the U so I can tuck the tag in there if I want to have a tag. Again, we're just... Now, normally, if this was, you know, a project I was making, I would really be creasing these good. Okay, so I'm going to stick this down because I know I'll cover that white up. So just folding this down, get our glue on there. Just so we have a nice fit. Go to that first, or I should say that second score line. Line it all up. Get that on there. And just burnish it all down, and then get our next one. We are going to fold. And again, I just like to do with these front and back. Totally. You don't have to do that. I don't know why I'm doing that. But I have been doing it. Yeah, don't know why. I'm so looking forward to this weekend, creating some more Christmas and July projects. I definitely need it to be a crafting weekend. I will have one more weekend with a retreat for Country Craft Creations, has a virtual retreat, and sorry, but it is sold out, so it's next weekend, but you should definitely check out their channel to see when their next one will be. I already have my projects lined out. I want to say there's like, I don't know, 6 or 7 projects. It's crazy what we got sent to us. So I will be doing that next weekend, and then unfortunately after that I might be in the hospital for a month or so with my son while he gets his transplant. And my daughter is going to be the one who's donating her bone marrow. So I'm going to have both kids, which is really scary for me, but you know, we're strong women, we'll get through it. Oh my gosh, that's what I just keep telling myself. So I'm definitely going to be crafting this weekend just because I need to stay sane. So here we go. I really do hope this was helpful. If not, you guys, I will do another one because I'm not going to lie, I was kind of a mess today. But this is what, you know, the folio would look like. It closes up. It has a little snap closure because you guys know I love that. So here you guys go for our graphic 45 inspired folio. I did look, you for sure can still get this on a cherry on top. I tried to look at a couple different other places, and again, everyone is sold out or they've removed it from their website. So if you want one, I would go get it quickly because I don't know if they're going to keep making it. I don't know what's up, honestly. So there you guys go. If you liked it, please give a girl a thumbs up. I really appreciate all the support. And if you haven't subscribed already, you're gonna want to. So go ahead and push that subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications when I post new videos. But I will have a few other Christmas and July projects coming up. So stay tuned for that. And thank you guys for watching. Bye.